What do you believe Bharatanatyam gives to a person that no other discipline can?
That's a very, very loaded question, and I'll try my best to answer it
Sure.
in as a short time as possible. You rightly mentioned it, Deepa. So physical fitness is definitely a huge part of the training process. And that's how we start, right? We start from the 5-year-old, 6-year-olds when they start tattadavas. All we focus is on is the posture and the footwork, and you're just the getting the aramandi position. So physical is definitely the first step. As we train and go deeper into the art form, the emotional connection starts to happen.
Hmm.
Okay, and that is when you are taught to listen to the music, understand the lyrics, and then act out the meaning of the songs. So that is where your emotions start to get. And then we start training them in the navarasas and different mudras, all of which come together to tell the stories of whatever songs we have chosen to perform. Then, after the emotional level, I think something that comes later is the spiritual connection. Okay, that
Hmm.
is like comes at a much later. I don't see that in my young children. Obviously, they just love to dance, they love to move, so they come. But as they go deeper and they understand the richness of the art form and the depth of what we are trying to, it's such a huge, rich, the literature, the music, the movements, everything is so rich and so deep that the longer you study it, the more there is to know, like any other field, right? So the emotional, after the emotional comes the spiritual, which comes at a much later when they become mature dancers, and then they are able to feel the spiritual connection. But yeah, and then somewhere along the way, there is also this intellectual sharpness that develops because they have to
Hmm.
memorize. We are taught so many different choreographies, and to
Hmm.
be able to store it in your memory and to go on stage and replicate, like even for an arangetram, like a margam of 2 hours where they do 7, 8, 9 dances, just to remember those dances. And I've seen, a lot of kids get confused. They get mixed up with the Jatiswaram and Tilana because there is a lot of similar movements. So it takes a lot of memorizing, intellectual, that sort of focus is needed. So yeah, so many different ways that a student of Bharatanatyam can benefit from learning Bharatanatyam.
That's such a beautiful answer. Thank you. Now, I would like to try time travel a little bit, if you don't mind. Shobha, can you take us back to your early life and your exposure or first exposure to dance?
I can never forget this because I keep reminiscing about how and when I started, like just learning the basics, the ABCs of dance. I must have been about 6 or 7 years old, and my grandma, my paternal party, which is my dad's mom,
Hmm.
was living with us, she just one day she said, dance class on a joint kuti potma. And then it
Hmm.
was party who took me in an auto. We were in Bangalore. My father was posted in Bangalore, and she took me to the closest dance school that she could find, which was Bharati Vidya Bhavan. And the guru there was teaching the Pandanallur style. So it happened just by chance that I
Okay.
found the Pandanallur style with my first guru. I was there only probably for a year or so, just and then after that we were transferred. My father moved, but that definitely that year was my grandma used to take me to the classes, and I was a young child and I was looking at all these older, mature, like the teachers and my senior dancers. And I was just like wide eyed and sitting there and like wondering, oh my God, they are so good. Will I be ever able to get to that level? So that's how it started.
That's a beautiful story. If this moment resonated with you, the full conversation goes much deeper. You can watch the complete episode on the channel. And if you value thoughtful conversations, consider subscribing to Built by Grit.